Hello, Taurus, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for, well, we're going to take that card. We're going to keep shuffling and we'll grab a couple. This will be your weekly reading for the week of June 15th through the 21st. And during that time, we will have a waning gibbous moon. And that's a really good time for self-reflection, rebirth, good time to make positive changes and just kind of work on that potential to grow in this next cycle that we're going through, get rid of bad habits, negative thinking, that sort of thing. We then have the last quarter moon coming in on the 19th, and that's a really good time for reflection, kind of releasing what no longer serves us after you've been doing that evaluation. And then you start to let go and get ready for new beginnings on the new cycle. So just keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter this week. So, of course, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. So, we did have a flyer come out. We're going to take two cards here for this reading. Work Through Your Fears is the first card that came out. And the second card is A Fiery Climax Approaches. Okay, let's see what the Taurus Collective has going on. That sounds pretty exciting. See what you guys have going on this week. And Taurus, since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button right down there. It really does help my channel. It's super easy for you to do so. I'll give you a moment to do that right now while I'm shuffling. Thank you so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you for coming back and helping me build a community. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. All right, and as I'm shuffling, I would like to remind you to notice the world around you, not just today really, but every day, for synchronicities. And this could be things like animals or repeating numbers, maybe songs or conversations you overhear. But watch for those synchronicities as the universe speaks to you in its own special, unique way. I know for me, I do see repeating number patterns. I'm a 4 person. I do see other patterns too, but boy, when the 4s start for me, I just see them everywhere. So it could be 44 or 444, 44 or 5 4s. And it just never ends. So, look up those angel numbers and see if those numbers that you're seeing repeating mean anything to you in your current life situation. So just my reminder for the week. All right, Taurus, June 15th through the 21st. Work through your fears and a fiery climax approaches. All right, your current energy is the High Priestess. Okay, what do you guys have going on? So, the High Priestess is our card of mystery. This is about, using your intuition, going within, knowing that those answers are within you. This is about truth seeking, this card. So, there must be some area in which maybe you're feeling that that you're like intuitively, something that maybe isn't out in the world quite yet. But anyway, let's see where this goes with your High Priestess. Your current situation is the 8 of Cups, which I'm going to, I guess, call the star of the readings. I've had this not only over the weekend, I did some readings for people, but today even I've seen this card. This card's coming up a lot, and it could be that it's just the time of the year, people that we're thinking about how we're moving forward, kind of seeking out new things. And I feel like that always happens a lot of times when you have the changeover to a new season, is that your routine changes a little bit. If the weather's nicer, it's you're just changing your routines. You might be literally going on more hikes. You might be spending more time outside, more time at the pool. It might be a different group of people that you're spending time with. But your current situation is that you were kind of in exploratory mode, but it looks like you've got you've got your cups are full. Life is good for you. So it's just time to get out there and explore a little bit. At the root of your situation, okay, is another 8 here with the 8 of Swords. So you're feeling stuck a little bit in something, and that could be why you're exploring. You could be thinking, I don't want to be stuck anymore. And I want to get out and kind of make changes. That's a good thing. And it could be just as simple as, changing your exercise routine. You might feel like you're stuck in a routine, just your mind, that you're kind of, you ever get that where you feel like you're having Groundhog Day, where every day of yours feels like the same? I know when that happens for me, I'm like, ugh, it's time to break the routine. Let's do something a little differently. It could be just getting up a half hour earlier. It could be, going outside first thing in the morning. It's just something to break your routine. Maybe going to bed earlier at night. You doing something different. Again, we're in this change of seasons, so it could be, get a little bit more sun. Find a way to be outside in nature a little bit more. But there's some way in which you're feeling stuck, and that's kind of at the root of what's happening for you this week. In your recent past is the Chariot. So it looks like you've been getting ready to make some sort of movement here, and you might be, because it's in your past, you might actually be making that move now. With the Chariot, I call, our pack in the minivan. It's kind of where you're assessing things, making plans to kind of make a move or make a change. So if that's in your recent past, it could be that you are setting foot forward and making those changes that you've been thinking about, things that you've kind of been gathering information on. You're starting to put the plan that you've been making into place. What is on your mind this week is the 9 of Pentacles. So also enjoying the fruits of your labor. So maybe it's that you have some time here to really, that's good. That's a good feeling. Um, so we've got you feeling intuitive. You're kind of getting out of this phase of feeling stuck by moving forward. So that's good. I feel these are all very positive things. And maybe you had some sort of fears. I'm looking at these overall cards. Maybe you've had some fears about moving into the future and making changes, but it seems like you are kind of working through those, and you're enjoying this part of your life right now. So that's very good. What is just ahead of you is the ultimate happiness card here with the 10 of Cups. So you're moving into a happier place. So whatever has been going on for you, I feel like you are getting unstuck, moving towards the future. Whatever this thing was for you down here, that you're just moving out of that phase, and that's good. I'm kind of just feeling a little bit lighter. Again, and if you're working through fears about this, just continue to do that. Just one step forward every day. If there's something that you're kind of afraid of doing, just work through that, and just take little baby steps. In your advice position is the 3 of Pentacles. So the advice is for you to collaborate with others. And I just, I'm kind of thinking, like let's say that there's an exercise routine that you've added, right? And maybe it's maybe you're taking walks. Well, maybe it's time to find a friend to walk with, find a group that you want to go do walks with, or that you all go to the gym at the same time, or go take a class at the gym. I'm just using that as an example. That whatever it is, whatever this changes that you're making, that maybe it is time to involve others. And maybe it's kind of a little solitary thing. It can still be that sometimes, but the advice is for you to collaborate and involve others on these changes that you're making, maybe just to make it more fun. Sometimes it's more fun to do things in a group than it is just solo. So think about that and how it applies to you. But that's kind of just bringing other people into your world, into this thing that you're changing about yourself. What is beyond your control this week is the Knight of Wands. So this is going to be action in the way of passion. It's something that you are finding that you are really enjoying. So, again, this action could be bringing some other people into this group, bringing other people into the forward change that you're making as you work through these fears. So I love that. I love that, whatever this is, it looks like, the Knight of Wands is it's not our most extreme action, but it's not the slowest one either. This is something where it's like, this is very steady action that you're taking towards something that you're finding that you feel passionate. It's almost like your horse is kind of galloping pretty quickly. We're not racing, but we're also not lumbering behind. You're making nice, good, steady movement and moving forward in that way. What is your secret desire and what you're trying to avoid? So now we've got here the 9 of Wands. So this is kind of looking back on where you've been. Is are you avoiding doing that, or is that your secret desire to kind of look back? And that'll be your big question for the week. A couple of nines here showing up. Like I said, we're gonna be looking for repeating number patterns. We've got 88, we've got 99 showing up. So these could be numbers that if you look them up for angel numbers, there might just be a little message there for you on the path that you're on right now. And so, maybe look to those for some sort of encouragement. But you need to ask yourself, are you afraid to kind of look back at where you've been? Or is that your secret desire to kind of do that evaluation? We're in kind of that evaluation period this week with the moon. Um, and here your very first card that came out as far as what your energy is that you are intuitively, you're just very open to intuitive things, and really just listening to what your inner voice is telling you to do. So, let yourself ask that question. Are you avoiding looking back? Do you need to look back? Um, and just kind of make that evaluation of maybe just your recent past. In your outcome position is the Ace of Cups. So, this is a cup, your cup overfloweth, and your cup overfloweth with love and something that you're just in love with, something that you really do adore. I'm not sure what this fiery climax is for you. I mean, I'm not seeing this in the rest of your cards. So it would be very interesting. We'll see if something comes out in the Soul Oracle deck. Actually, we're going to pull one more. Let's ask the tarot. What is this fiery climax? Okay, well, there's a card coming right out for you. Okay, Ace of Wands. So we've got Ace of Cups, and your fiery climax involves an Ace of Wands. So the fiery climax involves something very, very passionate. This could be anything from words with someone else to something coming in for you that that's kind of a surprise. It's kind of a, something comes in and it's, fire, wands are definitely our fire energy anyway, but it's about kind of lighting a fire under you. So that something is, I feel like something you will come across this week, and it could just be in some sort of synchronistic way that does light a fire under you. It's just going to really motivate you on whatever these positive changes that you're making for yourself. And that's kind of the fiery climax, and that's you on this horse here with this Knight of Wands. It's kind of moving forward in a good way. I feel like whatever this is just going to propel you even more. And I've used like the seasons and maybe exercises as an example here, but this could be really in any realm. This could be in your relationship realm. This could be something that just lights a fire, under you to make positive changes and go through and really enjoy things, but collaborate, and really have an open heart. This could be something work related, kind of the same situation. Tarot is a template. You could place this template over almost any situation in your life, but I feel like watch for this thing to come in. It's something that's really it's going to light a fire. It's going to excite you. You're going to be like really excited about doing whatever it is, or it's just going to add fire to, fuel to your fire that you're already moving forward on. All right. Soul Oracle deck says address your addictions. So figure out what that is for you. And if that has anything to do with your situation. And addictions don't always have to be chemical, or it can be being addicted to people. It could be being addicted to ways of being when it comes to people. Sometimes we're addicted to the argument, or uh that sort of thing. So think about what that could be for you to address the things that you feel like you might be addicted to, and strengthen your gifts. That's never bad advice. So, your big questions this week, Taurus, are to look back, or do you want to look back at your past and kind of do like a little review, or are you trying to avoid that? That's a really big question for you. Otherwise, just be open at what the universe has to offer you, because here comes the universe in with some fire, with that Ace of Wands. That's something that you're really going to just feel really passionate and excited about. And also Ace of Cups, something that you're really, really going to love. So I find this whole thing very exciting. I'm glad that you're getting out of whatever this situation that you have felt stuck in. I just see you moving all the way through all the stages to not be there anymore. Next week, I feel like it's just going to be, and this week actually too, it's just a better week for you. Also, trust your intuition. what is your inner voice telling you to do? Go ahead and do those things. So, Taurus, thank you so much for joining me here today. I really appreciate your time with me. I do hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use. Also, if you're comfortable sharing, of course, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you might be going through. Let me know what this Ace of Wands for you was, or Cups. Again, because tarot is a template, it could be different for each of you, and it might be interesting to compare those notes with each other. I do post weekly readings, so feel free to come back next week. We'll see if this message, if this energy stays the same, or if there's just a totally new message here for you. This could continue on, or there might just be something totally new. So, also, if you like my reading style, of course, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel, but most importantly, Taurus, it'll help you find me next week. So, thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.